The whole world is so engulfed by Taylor Swift's relationship with Travis Kelce, but what happened to her 6-year relationship with Joe Alwyn? And why did it suddenly go down in flames? And let's not use well, they were not really serious about the whole thing card, cause 6 years is too long for anyone not to be serious and to think that the talk of marriage kept popping up in their interviews. So what exactly happened? Stay tuned guys, cause we're about to give you the full gist. The world was first shocked by Taylor and Joe Alwyn's split on April 8, 2023, especially since we never really heard much about the details of their breakup or whether or not they developed some sort of bad blood thanks to it. But that was one of the most puzzling things about their relationship. Right from the start of their relationship, Taylor and Joe Alwyn were rarely ever spotted in public together. In fact, they were practically strangers in the outdoors as far as anyone knew, aside the fact that Taylor was always liking all his Instagram posts. During the course of their relationship, Joe was never seen in any of her shows, but whenever he was asked about her, he would often say something about how he is super supportive of her career. While Joe and Taylor remained so tight-lipped about their relationship, their friends and family were pretty eager to spill the beans with a trusted source, even revealing that they had an amicable split. But an even crazier thing about this whole situation is how Taylor and Joe had already cut their ties on more occasions than one, but they kept coming back together, except it seemed like they finally ran out of style. Well, it turns out that the reason why they started having troubles in the first place is because they were just not the right fit. Taylor has had her fair share of relationships over the years, but very few people are aware of the fact that her first ever relationship only happened after she entered the limelight. Taylor is so used to putting her life on hold for the camera and doing her extra best to keep the details out of the limelight that she was just tired of not getting to live her truth at this point. Taylor's friends and family were quite shocked, to say the least, when Taylor and Alwyn didn't come back together this time. Rumor has it that the real bug that has been biting Alwyn under the covers is the fact that he just couldn't handle how big of a star Taylor is. And one could hardly blame him. Taylor is literally one of the most popular celebrities on the planet if her social media following is anything to go by. But that's not all. Even Taylor undergoes daily struggles due to fame herself, like not being able to do normal things that other people do, like get groceries or buy her underwear without people trying to find out where her business is or what size of clothes she's using, which is why Taylor often has to put in extra effort to keep her private life away from the public. But hold on for a second, it's no secret that Taylor is one of the biggest pop sensations in the world. So why would Joe Alwyn approach her if he wasn't comfy with dating someone that popular anyway? Well, it turns out that Taylor and Joe Alwyn first made things official after Kanye implied that Taylor didn't deserve her accolades, which we all know is absolute trash. Taylor's feelings were so hurt at the time that she decided to stay away from the public eye. They managed to keep their relationship under covers up until the 2020 lockdown, when they moved in together and even became closer. Joe never really had issues with Taylor's popularity up until she released her Folklore album, which blew up the charts like wildfire. Since Joe was more concerned with keeping things outside the public eye, they had to put in extra effort to stay out of the spotlight. As soon as the pandemic ended, Joe was struck by how much of a star Taylor is, and they eventually started noticing differences in their personality. And let's not lie, it's easy enough for anyone to see that while there's almost no one that doesn't know Taylor, Joe Alwyn was barely leading man material at the time of their relationship. While Joe and Taylor walked together across the streets, there was this blatant reminder that they were at different crosswalks, which is why despite how much they loved each other, they kept breaking up and coming back together over and over again. It was easier to play pretend when they were locked up behind closed doors during the pandemic, but after they were stuck by reality, they realized that we're not the right fit for each other, and their relationship ended up in shambles. After their relationship ended, Taylor and Joe Alwyn chose not to say anything about it because they intended to stay friends. A close friend of Taylor even revealed that she had nothing bad to say about him, but they had simply grown out of love with him. But it turns out that there is more to Taylor's love story gone awry, especially after her recent album, Tortured Poets, was released. In one of the tracks, You're Losing Me,
You're losing me. Stop. You're losing me.
Taylor implied that she had waited for a long time for Joe Alwyn to propose to her, but he'd avoided the subject matter for as long as possible. 6 years is a pretty long time to stay committed to someone, so it wasn't surprising that Taylor thought they had gotten close enough to approach the subject matter with caution. But while Taylor seemed open to the idea of a future between them, Joe dodged questions about marriage very noticeably, which is why Taylor started feeling like he didn't see her as his endgame. While addressing her current relationship with Travis Kelce in a recent interview, Taylor threw a light shade at Joe Alwyn by talking about how she was finally realizing that true love was more about showing up for the other person, even when others were there, without giving two F's about whether or not other people are there. She also talked about how she had undergone the exact opposite by putting in so much of an effort and planned to ensure that no one saw her and her partner while they were going out on dates. It just took fun out of things and never allowed her to have a chance at a normal relationship with a particular someone she loved. Before the relationship took a turn for the worse, sources close to Taylor and Joe Alwyn revealed they had been talking about marriage as recently as a few months before their breakup. But guess who decided to pop up the B word? While Taylor and Joe Alwyn had both come to a mutual agreement that things couldn't work out between them, Taylor was the first person to mention the possibility of a breakup, because she realized that she couldn't live the rest of her life in hiding. It was pretty obvious at this point that while they shared so many interests, they had different points of views. Taylor had fallen for Joe Alwyn because he had a more balanced and normal approach to life and was often out of the spotlight, but she was unprepared for his methods of staying out of the public eye or the kind of sacrifices it would cost. And down bad, she's saying, "How dare you think it's romantic? Leaving me safe and stranded," in another verse in "So Long London." Taylor explained how she and Joe Alwyn gradually underwent a slow fade and how she had stopped putting in so much of an effort to make him smile or keep him interested in their relationship. Taylor obviously sustained a lot of emotional damage during the course of their relationship, but for some reason she chose not to say anything bad about him, which is why it was quite surprising when she unveiled the name for her new album, a name that seems strikingly familiar related to Joe Alwyn for all the odd reasons. And you won't believe this. Taylor's new album appears to be tied to a man's club that Joe Alwyn admitted to have created on WhatsApp. And guess what name the club is called? It's the Tortured Man's Club. Sounds eerily familiar, doesn't it? It appears that the drama gates opened up the moment Joe Alwyn had an interview with Paul Mescal, where he revealed that they both used to share their woes about their partners on the group, but they didn't really use it anymore since they weren't half as tortured as they used to be. Take note of the fact that this happened around the same time that Joe and Taylor broke up, and also around the same time that Paul broke up with his significant other. This is obviously Taylor's way of letting Joe know that he's not nearly as innocent in the sad trajectory of their relationship as he appears to be. What are your thoughts on Taylor's diss tracks for Joe Alwyn in the Tortured Poets department? Have you listened to any tracks on the album? Which one was your personal favorite? Let us know in the comment section down below. Have a great day. We can't wait to see you in the next video.